If you come into the RAF, we won't promise you the world, but we will promise you a different kind of world, with a trade and good money. You need no formal qualifications to join, and you'll get around with friendly young people like yourself. Call into your nearest RAF Careers Information Office, or send off the coupon in today's paper. It's your life, so you think about it.
I'm a ground engineer with the Royal Air Force. I'm also a bit of an amateur cinephotographer, and I'm going to show you some pictures I've taken recently. Well, these are some of the fellows I work with, and this is one of our aircraft. It's a Vulcan V bomber. For days we've been checking and rechecking the aircraft. We were off on a long trip. It's part of the program of overseas training and proving flights which go on all the year round, over the 5 continents. This time, we were bound for Africa. We'd been there twice before, but there are always new lessons to be learned, how aircraft behave and how their servicing has to be done in hot climates. And we, that's the ground crews, were going along to learn and practice in the actual conditions. We left our base in Wiltshire at 8 in the morning. Our party consisted of 2 Britannias, 2 Vulcans, and 2 Valiants. We practiced refueling in the air on the way there. It needs a lot of practice, this job. It's like all formation flying. Some of it's done on almost every trip. Now we're over Central Africa. The Kariba Dam was still being built then. You'll get a better shot of it in a minute. Our first call was at Salisbury, the capital of southern Rhodesia, 4,000 miles from our point of departure. It's quite a surprise when you see it for the first time. It's a skyscraper city, set down in the African plain, absolutely miles from anywhere. That's Cecil Rhodes. He's the man who gave the country its name. Here's something a bit less European looking, is the native market. Those are prickly pears. And these are nuts and spices. Well, that's sugarcane she's nibbling. And there's some more, all ready for the shopping basket. And a fine range of do-it-yourself bathrooms. But it wasn't all sightseeing in Salisbury. The aircraft had to be serviced, and of course it's our job to do it. Apart from the practice flying, we were on a Goodwill mission, and on some of our trips we'd take up important officials to have a look at their country from the air. That's the band of the Royal Air Force. They came along with us to support the Goodwill side of the mission. They played at a number of the local festivities. Here they are practicing for a midnight matinee. And there they are larking about. Like all musicians, they're always ready for a laugh. Oh, now this is a game reserve we went to. 180 square miles of it. Good bit different from a zoo. Wildebeest, it's a kind of antelope. There's a warthogs. It's a hardy beast. That's another kind of antelope too. And of course zebras. And lions. The lions in the heat of the day look rather like homely cats on the hearth, but I didn't want to get out of the car anyway. And ostriches. Ostriches started out like all birds, as flyers, but now all they can do is run and like the wind when they want to. There's some more zebras. You can't get much idea from these pictures of how their black and white camouflage works, but it is effective. In the long grass, they're invisible sometimes. Oh, now this is a hippo wallowing. I discovered hippos can weigh up to 2.5 tons. They spend all day in the bath and come out for a stroll in the evening. One of the sights of this part of Africa is what they call balancing stones, and they come about as a result of soil erosion. Years ago, winds and floods swept away tons of earth, leaving great boulders balancing precariously, one on top of the other. Dr. Livingstone, you can presume, and you'd be right. We went, in fact, to a place called Livingstone, where the Victoria Falls are. And there they are, looking exactly as they did on the day Livingstone first found them in 1855. Seems astonishing, doesn't it? It's only just about 100 years since the white man first found his way into this part. That's all it is since Livingstone and Stanley were doing their exploring here, and Speke and the other man, what's his name, Grant, they were coming down the Nile from the north. Well, you can imagine how they must have felt when they first saw this great rush of water and the huge lakes, and this more or less permanent rainbow. You can see it's set up by the spray. The monkeys here are quite tame. I suppose by now they must be used to visitors. These falls are the highest in the world, you know. Higher even than Niagara. Oh, these boys are out on a souvenir recce. The lads are always on the lookout for something a bit different to send or take home. Well, he's found something anyway. I took these pictures on another trip, but they do give you some idea of how we live when we're abroad and the kind of food we get. We don't do ourselves too badly, do we? We nearly always live in the mess, and when there's no RAF base, we're often the guests of the country we're visiting. We get pretty well looked after, a good deal different from the war days. These are married quarters. Well, we took off again from Nairobi in Kenya, and this was one of the highlights of the tour. You see, a new Governor-General had been appointed to the tiny island of Mauritius, way out in the Indian Ocean. There he is. We had the honor of flying him out there. A Britannia had never landed in Mauritius before, and we had to check landing conditions by radio. Anyway, we got down all right. The Mauritians gave us a great welcome when we got there. Everyone turned out to greet us. Oh, well, the governor, of course. You know, you can never forget visiting these places you'd never get the chance of seeing if it weren't for the Royal Air Force. Oh, it's one thing to go to France or Italy for your holiday once a year. It's quite another to go to an island like this, 25,000 miles away. See Africa, everywhere be given the VIP treatment, and get paid for it into the bargain. The design of this church was based on the idea of a Mauritius fishing boat upturned on the beach. After a quick hello and goodbye in Port Louis, the island's capital, we were off again, 4,000 miles back across Africa to West Africa to Kano in northern Nigeria. He's the Emir's own personal trumpeter. New arrivals have been heralded like this for 1,000 years. A caravan of camels or £1 million worth of jet, it's all the same. They all need the Emir's permission to come here, and the trumpeter lets him know they're coming. These are the city walls. There are about 11 miles of them, and they're all made of mud. This particular mosque was given to the people of Kano by the British government. We were allowed to see over it. In a minute you'll see one of the local boys' hobbies when they know when they know there are visitors around. Some of them make more at this diving for coins game than the children in England do on Guy Fawkes Day. Ah, that's the native bazaar in Kano. It's one of the most famous in the world. Every kind of pot, pan and cheaply made thing you can think of. If you ever have anything made of so-called Moroccan leather, it may well have come from Kano, Nigeria. Everyone was eager to show us things. these are decorated stirrups he's showing us. And a snake charmer. Wherever you get snakes, you get people who want to play games with them. Strictly not recommended to amateurs, though. There you see the Emir's palace in the background. There was certainly a lot to photograph in Kano. And now get ready for a bit from my forthcoming super colossal, the Cavalry of Kano. The cavalry charge, by the way, is laid on only for special occasions. We couldn't leave Kano without having a look at indigo dyeing. If you go all the way back to the Queen of Sheba in the Old Testament of the Bible, you'll find that she used to send here to have things dyed this specially vivid shade of indigo. The dye comes from a plant that flourishes in this part of Nigeria. Meanwhile, back at the airfield, the routine work goes on. Another service, this time in preparation for our long trip home. We'd learned a lot about aircraft and the way they behave in varying conditions, and we'd had a good time as well. Well, that's a parachute-assisted deceleration for a short-strip landing. I remember that here we just practiced a high-speed engine replacement. Now, goodbye to Kano. Indeed, goodbye to Africa. We were on our way home with a crowd of memories. People and places. New friends made, and old ones seen again. Memories of the great natural wonders of the world, and some of the new man-made ones. This trip was nearly over, but there'd be others. Perhaps next time we should see America or India. But for the moment, we were on our way home to the usual British cloud cover. But we were soon through it and down on British soil again. Most jobs take you to and from the same place every day. Ours doesn't do that. We work hard and we play hard. And once again, we've seen the world. But why not when you're young enough to do it?